Wake me up when September ends. So yeah, it is September 29th, 2025. The dreaded day has come in which my oshimen Yoshino Misaki has graduated from NMB 48. I've been expecting this for about a month since she announced graduation. I've come to terms, everything, so I'm it's happened. And yeah, I'll kind of go over, little show reports. It's been a while since I've done one of these show reports. And talk about the whole graduation, setup and all that stuff. I did this before with Harakaran's graduation back in last year, but I guess just shy of a year ago. So is my second time being on a committee for a graduation. This though with Misaki, which also I was on her birthday committee this year as well too. So her group is much smaller than Karen's, like about half the size. I think it's about about 10, 11 dozen people or so for Misaki's group. So a lot more intimate, and so also kind of all hands on deck with preparing stuff and materials and stuff. So I was a lot more active with this one than I was for Karen's committee. But I had some big ideas I kind of wanted to get through, and most of them were approved. So my goal with this was trying to for the decorations and the theme. I wanted to go for an American, Western and overseas style graduation setup, with the cap and gown and graduation diplomas and all that stuff. So a lot of the stuff got approved. So we went with that as one of the main motifs. But because also Misaki wanted kind of a more kind of dazzling, she sparkly was what she was going for, what she wanted for her theme. So we also put in with the prom, which I guess technically prom is associated with graduation, but I think normally I never associate it with graduation. It was around the same time. It was in May, whereas graduation's in June. So, but it'll give her a nice a formal dress thing that she could wear or could have this set the theme for the graduation. So we went with that, and so for my responsibilities for the decorations and whatnot. So I created the little American style high school diploma, college diploma, using the old typeface and using old words like therein and tenure. It's yeah, it's pretty funny. And then I also designed the graduation cap. There's a little table decoration of a graduation cap, and so I just put on some pink sticker paper, Uchiwa sticker paper over that, and then use yellow, gold, sparkly, glittery cutout letters for her name and NMB 48, Team B2, 2020 to 2025, the years she was in a group. So it was nice and glued it all on together. So it was pretty nice. I think could have turned out a little bit better, but I did the best. I wanted to do a two-side, top is pink, bottom is yellow, or something like that. But I didn't have enough time, and also it wouldn't work out because the bottom part of the hat is really squishy, so the materials wouldn't stick together. So just the top, the mortarboard part of the hat. So, but yeah, I think it was nice. I think it's cute. So hopefully, Misaki likes that hat. She can wear it when she graduates from high school. Yeah, those are kind of my main contributions to the whole process here. Also, I was, try to help use my foreign influence to reach out to the world to help out. So, got a lot of people send in message cards for the little album thing, and then also asked a lot of people hey, because we don't have any people in the committee, asked a lot of people, foreign fans, hey, you guys don't mind sending a little money to help pay for some of the decorations and stuff. And so I managed to get a good amount of money from a lot of folks. So thanks everyone who I reached out to and was able to send money, or even just saying, oh, I couldn't, but I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate everyone who responded to my reach out. So hey, the worst you could say is no. So I mean, a lot of people said yes, so that helped. And then yeah, so yeah, thanks everyone for your contribution to that. And I was happy to write letters for you guys, because the little formal, let's say, write in 60 characters, which is 10 or 15 words in English, so not very a lot. So yeah, just happy to have everyone send Misaki support from around the world. Whenever they do the graduation or the birthday show stuff, if you're doing decoration stuff, the theater won't let you start decorating until about 3 o'clock. So we kind of gathered around there at that time, and then we started putting decorations up. And you have about an hour and a half until 4:30 or so to actually get everything up and running before they open up the theater for everyone to come in. But yeah, we got that all together, and it looks pretty nice, all things considered. And so it was nice seeing a little bit of the history of Misaki, like on the wall of the stairwell, and then the big posters in front. And then, yeah, the table display looked pretty good. It's very crowded, but it looks very classy, I think, to see it all come together for that. And then we get to the actual show itself. So, I decided to suit up like I am right now because it's a graduation show, Also, I haven't worn a suit in a hot minute since I quit being a teacher. So it gave me an opportunity to wear this, and also the graduation show. So also I don't go to graduation shows anymore. I don't go to graduation ceremonies at schools anymore for my job, so I get to do it for my fun. So yeah, wearing dressed up like this, and wearing sunglasses to hide my tears, like always. But yeah, and so went in my seat. I was number 99, QQ, very fitting for the last show for Misaki. And actually put me in the 3rd row and right in the center, like direct center. So pretty good spot for my last show with Misaki, and last B2 show as well too. Good position. Unfortunately, it was pretty cramped. I was next to another big guy and then a small guy next to me, so it's pretty cramped. Also, I'm wearing a suit, so I'm kind of like this the whole time. We had some like pin light instructions. I was like half paying attention. I thought like typical. Okay, pink and yellow is like the main theme because those are colors. Didn't realize I forgot. Oh, because I was looking at, okay, there's no like map thing, so you had to read it if you actually want to know the instructions. So like the front half of the audience had to do yellow pin lights. The back half did pink. But I had pink, so I had pink and yellow at first. Like, oh crap, everyone's all yellow. Okay, so just look at people. For the first few songs, and then later just switch over to Misaki colors for the rest of the show. Did my usual gimmick with the fourth song Sunglass to Uchiake Banashi, where I put on sunglasses during that song, so get the reactions. I noticed Kato's giving me a lot of like response and like looking at me a lot during the show because it's right front center in front of her. So that, and then we did the little introductions. With that, we had the little sign here. Showing, I think it was like a random flavor, but it was like Misaki's like a debut costume from when she first joined. So put this up when she did her name. Then we get into the units, which typical, not much changed since this. I haven't really done any show reports because the shows haven't been changed for the last like 2 years or so. But you have Jucron to Pan, which this one's a little different because normally Yuna, usually you go for Yuna for that. But this time I was with Kato because the other option was Mako. And then we had Tsundere, which is Misaki's unit, so had that for her. And then Wimbledon was Ayapyon for that one. And lastly, Love Ash was Wakapon. One thing I did notice during the performances, like the Misaki calls were really loud, so glad everyone came through with doing the Misaki calls, because she wanted to hear everyone do her calls really loud today. Then we had another MC talking about, okay, what was something your proud moment from being an idol or being an NMB, like what's your proud moment from being in the group? So for like Mako, she said her brother saw her on TV because she was in a commercial for Jonshin, the electronics company that NMB does sponsorships with. Yayui's was like getting to wear like frilly dresses and cute costumes. For like Misaki, hers was learning and picking up some Kansai Ben while being here in Osaka a lot, because she'd always have to come from Aichi to Osaka, and so she'd come back speaking Kansai Ben. So that was like the joke. That's like her little omiyage, her little like souvenir from going to Osaka, was now she speaks Kansai Ben whenever she goes back to Aichi. Then we get into the next half of the songs, and it's kind of usually the weaker part. But for Rakadayo Jinseiwa, this was a good hype moment. It's always a hype part of the set list. And with Shinshin, she was like doing a lot of like English, trying to get the call and response stuff using English. She's like, "Are you ready?" Loud, big voice. So that's pretty funny. I was smiling there now. That's really fun. That's a really fun song. I love doing the Rock Jinsei song. So good way to finish that out. Then there was another MC, I believe this is one with them talking about their Misaki episode. So a few good moments from this was like Wakapon. I guess she was trying to help out Misaki with her phone. Like Misaki had some trouble on her phone, so Wakapon tried to help her out. Looked at Misaki's phone and saw it was all in English, and so she's like, "Oh, okay, I can't help you. I'm sorry." So that was funny. I was kind of expecting that was going to happen for sure. moment where Shiori was trying to learn English from Misaki, so she was trying to teach her some phrases, and she remembered saying mayonnaise, but she meant to say my name is. And then I love apples was like Ringo got ski, so I love apples. But she said, I love you, Apple. It's like, okay, she loves like iPhones and Steve Jobs and all that. I remember Ayapon said, I guess she overheard like whenever she was like sitting near or next to Misaki during like the handshake events or online events, how Misaki, is the global member, so people from around the world were talking to her at like the online events. So she'd be listening in on the conversation, and Misaki like, speaking English or other languages to these people. And that was kind of like curious for her. So that was a fun moment for that. And yeah, then we finish the song. This the last song, Sugino Season, which Misaki kind of requests everyone to do like the Gachi Koi chant for that, which I only know the first half from doing the teammate stuff. But it seems a lot of people did it for that, so that was fun. And then we get to the encore, which this was a little interesting moment where, so I had a bit in this as well too. So the committee guy started off, hey, we're going to do the speech, so we're going to talk about the encore speech, and then he passed it on to me, and so I did a part in English saying, Misaki, thank you for...
Misaki, thank you for broadening NMB48's influence. You helped bring the group from Osaka to the world. We love you, Misaki.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for broadening NMB's reach to the world. You've brought the group from Osaka to the world. We love you. Got some cheers. And then there's awkward pause because the committee head later, he's like, okay, I sent him the script earlier, so he knew what I was going to say. And I even had translated script. But he was like, he didn't remember like the English pronunciation. So when he said, we love you, he expected me to say, we love yo instead of you. So he was waiting for that part. And then there's awkward pause. So people were just kind of chuckling. And then he continued on. So he felt really bad for that part, but it was okay. It was fun. And then we had the Misaki call for that. Then we got the Give Me 5, which this was the part I was expecting to like get really like emotional and sad for, because it's a song I really like. I have deep memories associated with this song. And I remember during like Yuna's graduation show, like everyone was crying during this part. But this part, I know I kept it together, and it was fun watching everyone get into it. I don't know. I guess I maybe I'd become immune, but it was yeah, it didn't hit me as hard as I was expecting for Give Me 5. Then for the rest of the songs, we get to the rest of the songs here. Finish up the main thing. Yume no Root. I messed up this part. Everyone's supposed to have blue pen lights for this one. I still paid Misaki. I'm like, oh shit, everyone's blue. Okay, so I had to switch at the very end, at the very start. Then we get to the actual graduation ceremony, which is going to be, okay, this is where the final moments. So we had the little slideshow. They also do the trajectory of the history of her, actions in the group. And actually started off with the clip of her announcing graduation. And I had a good chuckle of this. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to hear myself say shit again. So it does like the chotomate, and then I yell, shit!
それでは最後の挨拶をしましょう。せーの、ちょっと待ってください。
So, it's only something you'll know and notice if I point out. Everyone else probably didn't notice it. So the fact that I got the stream of the stream again, that's pretty funny. So, Misaki, if you notice that, I'm sorry for saying a bad word during the stream. And then, yeah, after you get through that, it's actually the first time I think they do these. I don't watch too many of these graduation shows, but I think it was like when they started inserting like video clips into the parts. So like including the graduation announcement, there was also the part where she got her promotion. That was like her big like emotional moment, because at that time she didn't think she was gonna get promoted like with the same time as all the other 7 Gen members, and so she was really had a whole like meltdown with that. So that was a good moment for her. Yeah, going through all the concerts and shows that she was at over the years. And then get to the actual ceremony. And so she comes out wearing the pink and like playing card outfit, which this is what she wore during her time as Chosette's Kawaii. That was like their team costume. And so she wore that, and then she performed #Skinan, the AKB song, which was also a song that they did as part of their set list for Chosetsu Kawaii. So like, okay, it made sense. And she also had Mighty and Mew join her as as follow back, not necessarily backup, but accompanying performers. So that was good. The remaining 7 Jins got one last performance together. And also, she wanted to wear this costume specifically because when she was originally performed it, she didn't get to wear the pink jacket part, because if you're Kinkyusei, you don't get to wear a jacket. You still just have the normal part. So she finally got to wear that as part of her costume. Also, Skinada is a very good song, so I was happy. It was a good, nice, uplifting song. Got all the cheers. Everyone got real excited for this, so it was a good choice. So, good job, Misaki. Though in the heart of my heart, I still want Misaki to do an English version of Wateruki, but that won't happen, I guess. Then you had the actual ceremony proper, so we had a whole moments of that with the hand over the flower, the bouquet, and then the decorations. They handed her over the diploma that the fans made. So at first she was kind of impressed by that. She's like, "Oh, it's all in English." The cover says Yoshino Misaki graduation diploma, all in English. And then she looked inside and saw it was actual proper shoot American English diploma. So she was impressed. So that was that was a good moment. Yeah, that was my special moment. I was proud of. So I'm glad I got that little reaction.
卒業証書のプレゼントです。
ありがとうございます。
卒業おめでとうございます。
待って、英語やん。かっこいい。Diploma of graduation。ありがとうございます。中開けていいかな。うわ、待って、すごっ。
That was my doing. They had a little drawing from Ayapyeon with the member messages, so that was nice. And then she gave her a little speech. And so basically, as she mentioned, when she first joined, she didn't expect to pass the audition, so she just did it as on a whim. And then she kept on going through, and eventually she passed and got to the final step, so she was a little surprised. And then during the time while she was in NB, having to go take the Shinkansen, every day from Aichi to Osaka, and her time was really busy because she was always on the train, and at the time either sleeping or studying, and kind of messed with her work-life balance, or school-life balance. So kind of messed with her health. But then thanks to the support of her family and her friends, she could really enjoy her life as an NB member. She mentioned how she's glad she is able to be an idol, do this one experience, but she's probably not going to come back to being an idol again. She's definitely going to go to school, get into college, go to university, do that, but she wants to come back and be in entertainment again. And so she did kind of offhand indirectly mention Imichi, Kamieta Emika, who basically said oh yeah, I have a respected senior member who is working overseas, so I want to do things like that. So yeah, she plans to probably do work between Japan and maybe, I don't know, America or wherever, Canada, UK. So she'll still be around, hopefully doing international events, so she'll probably hopefully get a chance to see her again someday. She said she has no regrets, so did everything she want to do. And then we get the final wave off, and then we get to the Miyokuri, so the most important part of the theater show going experience. And so just like with the other graduation events, so you get you can get more time with the Miyokuri. Goes a lot more slower pace, where they send you one person at a time instead of a steady stream. It's one person at a time. About halfway through, they'll send the next person, so you have a good kind of slow pace to say goodbye to Misaki or whoever's graduating. And so as I'm waiting for my turn, and Yaoi's actually the first one in front. I think she knows I'm a Misaki fan, so she's doing sad faces to me. So yeah, had that. And then Wakapon was next in line to her. So with Wakapon, I told her, hey, I'll see you tomorrow at your little food eating event. So that's the thing I'm looking forward to. I had that to look forward to for next day. So she was happy to hear me say that. Next to her was Mako, and I told her, oh, this is my last B2 show. Thank you for everything. So that was good. And then I got through the rest of the members. Kind of all knew me as a Misaki fan, so kind of looked at me sad. Already commented on my suit. Was that Ayapyeon remembers me, and she remembers me as the Mario guy. So she's like, oh, Mario, cute. And then Gasly got the Misaki. She's like, oh, nice suit. And then I told her, hey, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for everything. And said thank you. And so yeah, that was my last interaction with Misaki, at least directly like that. And then as I left, we got through the end. When we leave, Cameron, the theater manager, Kaneko, is outside. So he commented on my suit. He's like, "Oh, nice, you're wearing a suit." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I told him like, "Yeah, it's a graduation ceremony, so I wore a suit." So he chuckled at that. So that was a good. That kind of helped flip over the my emotions after saying goodbye to Misaki. Had Cameron to cheer me up. So Cameron, the bonus round, secret MVP of the Miyokuri this round. So that was fun. Then went in, bought all the photos, all the gimmicks and that, and then that was it for Misaki's graduation show report and all that whole process. So let me know in the comment section what you thought about Misaki, like how your favorite Misaki memories, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that, and yeah, it's been a ride. So it's the second kind of big NMB graduation moment for me. Of my being a super hardcore NMB fan, I guess. So it's been rough. I think it didn't hit me as hard as Karen's, who was my first. Usually your first is always like the hardest hitting one. But I still, as I think about it, I enjoyed being a Misaki fan. I still have Mew coming up next month. I think I'm gonna be less, attached to Mew. So if I can go, but yeah. Thanks for everything, Misaki. It's been a wild ride. See ya next time.
Hey, this was really fun.
We hope you liked it too.
Seems like we've just begun when suddenly we're through. Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye. 'Cause now it's time to go. But hey, I say, well, that's okay.
'Cause we'll see you very soon, I know.
Very soon, I know.